Hey, this is Dan Oki. I am a financial coach, and I want to talk to you about the three steps to take so you can pay off bills, but still have fun as a family and do date night. This is a question that someone submitted, and I want to talk to you a little bit about how to get started. So, if this is you, you are probably trying to make good financial decisions. You have a ton of things you're trying to cover: family, fun, and just the cost of living. And it feels like you hope you can do it all, but it feels like unexpected expenses and bills keep turning up, and it feels like you can't get ahead in the way that you want to. And so you feel guilty when you spend money on things like eating out, new clothes, vacations, and fun. You enjoy them in the moment, but you always have this feeling in the back of your head that you're spending too much money. So what I'm going to cover in this video is 3 steps to take if it feels like you can't have fun and pay bills, and then who I am and how we help people with money. So step number 1, know where your money is actually going. And you may roll your eyes when you hear me say this, but I really want to drill home why this is so important. As financial coaches, we hear all the time from clients there's no money left over. And we always ask, how do you know? And the client says, well, there's no money left over for fun. I pay all my bills and I have no money left. I'm not lying. I just don't have any money left. And so the sensei coach then asks, well, where does it go exactly? And the client says, I actually don't know. I think it went to these places, but I couldn't actually show you where it went. And so since most people aren't tracking their money and their spending, they think they have no money. And to do the things they really want to do. So let me give you an example. We had a client who we started tracking their finances. We set up a system, and I'll show you where to track in just a second, of where every morning we saw they were going to get a gas station burrito on their way to work. This added up every single day to about $300 a month. And we asked them, do you really like these gas station burritos? Are they important to you? And they said, well, yeah, they're nice but inconvenient, but I don't like them that much. What I really want right now is an Apple Watch. Well, we said, if you just make breakfast at home, then you can have an Apple Watch because a refurbished one will cost less than $300. So in 1 month, he went from I can never afford an Apple Watch to I have an Apple Watch, just because he saw exactly where the money was going and realized I don't have to keep buying these gas station burritos. That's the power of tracking your finances. You have more money than you think. You just don't have a system to make sure it goes where you want it to. So here's what to do. Monarch Money is the best budgeting app on the planet. It's what we use with our 1,500 plus clients, and it'll help you track your finances. And so tracking alone will help you see where your money is actually going and help you spend more intentionally. It's like getting an Apple Watch instead of a gas station burrito. It won't solve all your money problems, but it will help give you clarity. Step number 2, have a clear financial goal. So one of the reasons you feel like you can't spend money on fun is because you feel like you have all these other things that you have to make sure you're worrying about. And it's not as easy as it sounds to have a clear financial goal. Think about it. Every individual or couple we coach has 2 questions. What should we be focusing on financially, and when do we do what? And there's just a lot of different things you could be focused on: paying off debt, saving for emergency fund, buying a house, going on vacation. There's so many different things that you could do. So it feels like you're having to put pennies in all these different buckets in order to make it work. What we want you to do is we want you to pick one financial goal. The most important part is that you focus on just one financial goal at a time. That will allow you to know where to go and what to do. And if you can confidently say, hey, we're going to reach this goal in an amount of time we feel good with, we can take the rest of the money and put it and spend it towards fun. That's how you know. And the problem is just a lack of systems. And so having a financial roadmap is your path to your rich life. When you may be saying, well, Dan, what should I be focused on? You should be focused on these steps in these order. So phase 1, this is where most people who are probably watching this video, means you have consumer debt, so that's debt besides a mortgage, and you don't have 3 to 6 month emergency savings. If that's you, you're in phase 1, and that is where you need to focus first. And we want to help you get there. If you have completed those things, you're in phase 2, where you own a home and you're investing. And then if you've completed phase 2, you're in phase 3, which is the top percentage of people. And so if you're in phase 1 and you haven't paid off your debt and you don't have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund, that's where you should start. So the lesson from this is, how do I make sure I'm having fun? When you know where you're going and why, and you can see, oh, if I just have with this system and structure, I know I'm going to be paying off this amount of debt, you will have more money left over that you can confidently put towards fun, because you know that the most important things are taken care of. You have to take care of the most important things first. The problem is most of us just don't have a system and structure in order to do that. And then step number 3 is be frugal, not cheap. Be frugal, not cheap. This is a mindset mentality thing. So we're often hesitant to make financial changes because we've been taught that saving money means spending no money, aka having no fun. And so what most people do is they start to disqualify themselves from having fun and getting the things they really want, like the Apple Watch. They say that's too expensive. Or they start buying things just because it's really low price. It's only $2. I might need this next year. It's 50% off. I have to get it. Those are the types of things that get us into trouble because we start eliminating ourselves from being able to get things that may cost a little bit more money than we're used to spending, but we actually don't want, need, or care about them. So cheap is being obsessed with the best deals and the lowest prices on everything. You can actually spend more money this way. Here's some examples of having a cheap mentality. You are out shopping, you don't even want anything, but you see something that's 50% off, and it's nice and fun. You buy it anyway, and a week later you've already forgot about it, sitting in your closet. How many of us have done that before? I've done that. We don't want to buy stuff just because we have more money than we think. We're just spending it because we're being cheap. We want to be frugal. It's ruthlessly saying no to the things we don't actually want, need, or care about, so we can say heck yes to the things we do, like fun, like date night, like family night, activities, whatever that means to you. Frugally minded people are intentional. So here are some examples of having a frugal mentality. We realized that we don't actually watch Netflix, so we canceled our Netflix subscription. That's $22 back a month. Are there things that you're paying for that you're not actually using? Get rid of them. We use Amazon Prime all the time, as evidenced by the number of packages on our front door. We keep that. So think about what you love to spend money on. What do you really care about? What do you really love to spend money on? And you should spend money on it. And if you don't really love spending money on gas station burritos, don't spend money on gas station burritos. Spend money on the Apple Watch. Be frugal, not cheap. So the 3 steps to take if you feel like you can't have fun and pay your bills is track your money with Monarch Money, have a clear financial goal you're working towards using that roadmap, and then be frugal and not cheap. And that means getting really clear about what you love to spend money on and spending money on it and saying no to the things that you don't. If you're interested, I just want to tell you a little bit about who we are and how we can help you make real financial progress to get ahead financially. And I have a special offer for you. So we want to build you a budget for just $1, a special Sensei Cap budget for just $1. Here's what you'll get with for the dollar. We'll teach you our Sensei Cap budgeting method. One of our Sensei coaches will sit down with you one-on-one to build you that personalized cap budget method on like a Google video call. And you'll get to keep that spreadsheet and that budget that we use with our 1,400 plus clients. You'll love it. If you are married, your spouse has to be on the call. The budget won't work if you don't build it together. And so if you'd like to take advantage of this offer, there's a button below this video, or if you're seeing this on social media, the first comment that will tell you that will link to the space to build your budget for $1. And so what's the catch to all this? We have a money coaching program. We're financial coaches. So if after we finish building your budget, you're open to hearing about what looking like a financial coach would look like in your situation, we'll share how it works. If not, we won't. Either way, you'll have a new budget, a new spreadsheet, and new skills to take with you. So build your budget just for $1. If you're wondering if this is for you, if you are trying to figure out how to pay your bills and have more fun, you should build a budget for $1. If you feel like you have to achieve several financial goals now and don't know which one to focus on first, if you struggle to budget and know where all of your money is going, if you feel stagnant or stuck, if you are looking for more structure and confidence with your finances, if you feel like you could use some guidance and direction, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you're in debt, if you have financial goals but don't feel like you have clear financial systems and tools of how to get there, if you feel like there isn't enough money to do the things you want to do, if you want to be financially free, if you want to get on the same page as your spouse. And here's just a couple of examples of people we've worked with. Tandy and Neil paid off over 18 grand of debt in 1 year with 7 kids. I wasn't stressed during the holidays, fun, because we had money set aside in advance. Felissa and Jaden paid off $15,500 of debt in 8 months. This course has broken and rebuilt our marriage in the way we look at money. Rachel and Dylan, I'm feeling grateful today, especially for the systems. Hannah and Jacob, consistently saving $2,000 per month. I feel so in control over our financial situation. Kat and Tucker, this is the best investment we've ever taken on. We have they paid off over 20 grand of debt and completed a full emergency fund in under a year just in time to navigate a job loss. So will this work if you're single? You may have some more questions. What if your partner's on board? What if your situation looks different than ours? What if I feel nervous about sharing your numbers? Let's talk about this. Will the cap budget help me if I'm single? Absolutely. Sometimes it's really nice if you're single. Well, in both cases, married or single, it's really nice to have a third party look over your finances, share some thoughts, and teach you something new. Anna saved 45 grand worth of goals on top of investing, and more importantly, removed the stress and guilt she felt about spending money. Sophia paid off over 45 grand of debt and saved a 6-month emergency fund. What if your partner isn't on board? You do need to do this together. And so here's what's great about this Build Your Budget for a Buck call is if you come to it, this is a great low end risk to entry opportunity to just talk together with a third-party financial coach. This was McKenna and Eric's situation. They said, Eric wasn't really that on board. McKenna was like, I think we need to do this. Let's give this a shot. Everything we learned in this personal finance program changed our lives. We have made it back over 100-fold. And so it's just helpful to have a third-party talk, and getting on a call with a third-party financial coach is just going to be helpful in starting those discussions in a healthy way. If your spouse won't do it, we'll continue to pray for them, and a great spot is to send them this video so that they can watch and prepare to do that. What if you're not making a lot of money? That we excel in helping people who aren't making a lot of money. Having a good budget in place can make, when you're not making a lot of money, every dollar go further, and that's why it's just $1. We also price based off of net income, and so if you decide to work with a financial coach, it's going to be extremely affordable. Jonathan and Micah paid off over 115 grand of debt in 1 year, had a miracle child, and got the job of their dreams. We would not have done this had a sensei coach pushed us, encouraged us at the same time, made all the difference. What if I feel like I'm too old or it's too late? You're never too old or too late. This is Tiffany Todd, second marriage, later in life. They early 60s, paid off 95K of debt in 18 months and bought their dream house. We wouldn't have done what we've been able to do without Sensei. We have over 1,400 plus clients who've gone through our coaching program. The oldest person we've helped build a budget is 83 years old. It's never too late. What if you feel nervous about sharing your numbers? This may sound silly, but a call scares me. I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm ashamed or embarrassed, or what my husband and I plan on doing may be judged. We don't know how to budget, and I feel lost, but also feel like we've wasted a lot of money already trying to figure it out, and I honestly could just cry. I don't know what to do. I don't like this feeling. Well, I want you to know that we don't care where you've been. We just care about where you're going, and we will not judge you. We promise you, whatever your situation is, we have seen it before, and a lot worse. So there's no judgment here. It's really just getting you a plan and support and guidance from people who sincerely care to help you move forward. So we want to help you build a budget for just $1. Let's chat. Again, here's what you're going to get. We'll teach you the Sensei Cap budgeting method, the budgeting method we created and use with all of our clients. You'll get to meet one-on-one for an hour with the Sensei financial coach, who will build you a personalized budget and go over with your real numbers. You'll get to keep that spreadsheet and that tool. And so either way, you're going to walk away from this call with new skills, a new insight, new perspective, and a plan. And that is so much better than not having one. And so, and then if you'd like to learn more about what coaching looks for you, that coach will talk to you about that as well. So build your budget just for $1. Again, there is a button either below this page. If it's social media, it's a button below that. If it's YouTube, it's in the description. But please know that we want to help you. And if you'd like to get started with building a budget for $1 and see what financial coaching would look like for your situation, that's the place to start. You can pay your bills and have fun. You can make progress and enjoy life. You need systems and accountability and guidance and structure to do it. And if you like that, we're here to help you. Thanks so much for watching this video.